AFC champion, taking on the NFC champions, the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they've certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
No more distractions. It's time to get this one started as here we go. Super Bowl 61 is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And there are a lot of quarterbacks who had terrific careers. Think about guys like Phillip Rivers, Randall Cunningham, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon. But they never got to a Super Bowl. Yet here he is in his 2nd NFL season, already getting his chance. I mean, harken back to Dan Marino. Another superstar made it in his 2nd year, lost the game, and never made it back again.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Oh, good move. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Weston. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. A pass there over the middle to start things out. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Harris running straight ahead. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put him on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A 12-yard touchdown run. as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 and the 24. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. On the stop was Aaron Donald. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Off play action. Vance. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
I think the best offenses love to give the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A lot still to go here in Super Bowl 61. We have reached the end of one quarter. And we are back, Super Bowl 61. Thanks for joining us, everybody, nationwide and around the globe as both teams get set to begin the second quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt coming in from that outside linebacker spot. He gets him down. It's a loss of 5. You could almost see his eyes light up defensively. I mean, as a linebacker, that's about as quick as you can get to a quarterback.
So what did your 3rd grade teacher teach you about straight lines, right? As soon as you have those, you take full advantage of them. He found a gap in the offensive line, got to the quarterback, and put him on the deck.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Weston. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Vance. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 32 on the play. Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage. Now a play fake here on 1st down. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Gibson here running out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Gibson again. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Washington on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the side.
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Point after, right down the middle. And we are even at 10 apiece. A drive that time of 6 plays. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Second down, another run with Taylor. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Looking to throw. Weston. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. And the Commanders are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points are given away? It could cost them a ball game.
And they'll get him down up past the 15. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
On 1st and 10, Vance. Out left to Dotson. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Vance back to Gibson, and another catch for him. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 43. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Back to throw again. This pass hauled in by Dotson. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll look to throw again. Going for the deep ball. And this one is incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
2nd and 10, we're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3? And he's going to drop this one down to Gibson, and he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return will stop right around the 25.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time. Yeah, there was a fumble at the end of this one, but what a sustained drive. And if they keep stringing those together, you got to like their chances.
Well, credit the defense, though. You're out there for that long, you start to get tired, but they were able to get the turnover.
Did you just credit the defense?
I like to credit the defense and the offense.
I like you.
And the analysts.
That's perfect.
So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles, in the second half?
Simplicity, partner, because in the Super Bowl, with the extra time at halftime, I think some staffs get caught up in trying to design too many things. It's all tied up. They have to remember what they did to get here, put that back into play here in the second half, and I think they'll be all right.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
So after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on third down.
Yeah, would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Play action. Weston. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that would turn into a long touchdown.
And to put a ball on it, Next Gen Stats saying that traveled an even 66 yards in the air. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to...
Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Steelers.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
They'll get this quickly out to Claypool. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Rolling to his left. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. Maybe some indecision there on what looked to be an RPO. He wound up keeping it, but that defense right on him to strip it away.
And typically when we see that type of indecision on an RPO, that means it's well defended. He had nowhere to go with it, and that allowed the defense to get to it and knock it free and make it a turnover.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Eluding under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
That's taken on the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
Yeah, last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Gets this out wide to Pickens.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Operating from the gun, Weston. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on 1st down,
Weston. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Back to Taylor on first down. 63 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
2nd and 3.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Back to throw. Weston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Weston. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Jameson Williams.
A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers will extend their third-quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
So they were right on target there with a fade to get the 2.
It seems like a low percentage play, doesn't it? Because you're throwing it into a really tough spot and there's not much room to come down. But when you have a really athletic receiver and a quarterback with touch, it's hard to defend.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And here we go on the next drive for Washington. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Third quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. To throw again. Vance. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. A little juke. And he gets it down to the 32. A huge play there for Washington. And even 40 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Vance. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And they've certainly put it up to the top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the third quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? And they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Looking to throw. Weston rolling to his right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And that'll do it for the third quarter of Super Bowl 61. Welcoming you back to Super Bowl 61, 3 quarters in the books and ready to go for the fourth.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's swung out wide to Harris. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. To throw on second down. Weston. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On third down, here's Harris. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Down, and they go back to Harris. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Looking to throw on second down. Weston. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And the Commanders are right back in this football game.
Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Vance hitting Juju on the slant. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. On first down, Vance. Quick slant to Brown.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Vance. That is caught at the 7.
And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Operating from the gun, Vance.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
From a yard out.
And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown from the 6. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And the tension ratcheting up all around. A one-score game. 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. And this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. On 3rd and 2, Weston. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Ambry Thomas.
There he goes, left side.
And he will bring this one back. An interception return for the Commanders' touchdown.
What a moment for him, a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick 6s over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, you know, unfortunately I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick 6, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison of the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended? That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall him on. What a play here. Another pick 6 in the Super Bowl. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Off the play fake. Weston. He'll get this out to Lynch, complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Well, they certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. On the give, this is Harris. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
80 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
They'll try the right side with Harris. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They hand this off to Harris.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, Taylor.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now Washington down by 7. At time, a huge factor. And they have to have a touchdown to level this Super Bowl as they come up on first down. Back to throw. And that's complete to Brown. Finding room at midfield. Down the right sideline. Inside the 10. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6.
Fielded right around the 8. And he returns this to the 22.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And Parker, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. It's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win. Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
To throw on second down. Weston. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend. So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for the...
Oh, and it's intercepted! Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. That is just a gigantic interception here in overtime of this playoff game. And now, Charles, all they need is 3 to win it.
That's exactly right, because now one possession, one field goal gets it done. They force a lot of big turnovers in the regular season, Brandon, but none come bigger than that one right there. Here in the playoffs, they've got a chance to put this one away.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. From the gun, it's Taylor. And some room to work. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one 28 yards on the ground. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Remember, all they need is a field goal here, but the offense still on the field, 1st and goal. Again, it's Taylor. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to get the field goal.
And any yardage game here is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my own coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
Taylor. And he's into the end zone. Move over, James White. You've got a new rival for best finish to a Super Bowl ever. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
The Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl, and the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the Steel City. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.